The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Look, Marcus Williamee is with us right now, business agent for the Plumbers and Steamfitters Local 81. How you doing there, Marcus?
Good, thanks for having me.
Marcus, where you were originally from? Did you grow up here in Syracuse? Or
originally, I'm from Corning, New York. I grew up there, went to school there.
The glass
got out.
World.
I did get out, yeah. My dad was actually a glass blower down there. There's a statue of him in the museum.
No kidding.
Yeah, no kidding. He was a small guy. They only had a little bit of plaster of Paris, so... Yeah.
I haven't been down there in a while. That is a wonderful place for people to go see, the Glass Museum.
Yeah, Corning's a nice community.
Corning's, yeah.
For sure.
So what brought you up to Syracuse?
Well, I got into the apprenticeship program back in 1998.
Which program was that?
The Plumbers and Steamfitters apprenticeship program.
Okay.
And I saw an ad in the paper. I knew that Plumbers and Steamfitters made good money. I was working for a contractor building houses down in Lansing, community down near Ithaca. And I went and got in line for an application. And lucky enough to get in.
Yeah.
Didn't have a whole lot of plumbing skills, but knew that was a good trade and something I wanted to do with my life.
Incredible. That's a great story. So you're not only representing the Steamfitters and Plumbers, but you're a member too.
Oh, absolutely.
You were a member way back when.
Yeah.
It seems like, and I had a plumbing problem. We were talking about it off air. And, when you have emergency problems with your plumbing,
in your house?
Maintenance in my house.
Okay. Just
yes. In my body too, as I'm aging. But you really need help, and you really need someone who knows about what they're doing, and there's a lot to know. People don't understand. Like I didn't know that on the outside where the mushroom is, where they'll plunge. Sometimes the town will plunge.
Sure.
The water coming out of your house has to rise at least 4 inches before it can actually be flushed properly. And pushed out to the sewage, right? And those are things you don't know. And if you're not getting the proper flow, right, it won't remove the sewage properly.
Right. But
sure.
Without training, so tell us about the training. Tell us about the program that folks go through.
Sure. So the Plumbers and Steamfitters offers a 5-year apprenticeship program where we take applicants one time a year for we have about 65 different contractor partners that we supply trained manpower to, apprentices. We have about 240 apprentices across the jurisdiction of Local 81. And 4 different training centers, one in Ithaca, one here in Syracuse, one in Oswego, and one up in Governor.
What time of year do those things kick off?
So typically we take applications all year until March 31st, and then we do a mechanical aptitude test for all the applicants. We invite them via email and via letter to our union hall to take the mechanical aptitude test. That's a Bennett mechanical aptitude test. It's a basic test. There might be gears going in one direction or levers. It's definitely it's a logic-based test so that we can assess whether people have mechanical aptitude or not.
Tom, I would do great at that, don't you think?
Probably not.
Okay. So then what?
Yeah, and then everyone who takes the test gets an interview in front of the panel of interviewers. We use contractor partners and our training staff to do our interviews. And out of that group, usually about a third of the people who interview get accepted into our program. And then school, they sometimes immediately go to work for one of our contractor partners out in the construction or on one of our maintenance agreements. We have about 6 different maintenance agreements with some municipalities, a private one with Cornell University where we represent the maintenance workers there, and at the airport here in Syracuse where we have a maintenance group that does all the plumbing and heating HVAC maintenance.
Do they get paid as they're learning, or how's it work? 'Cause
Yeah.
you have 5 years, you don't get paid, you get hungry.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course.
yeah.
Well, so the apprentices work 40 hours a week.
Wow.
And then they go to school at 8 hours a night from September. 8 hours a week. Sorry.
Okay.
That's a long night.
Yeah, that's
Well, it's still a long night because it's from 5 to 9, 4:30 to 8:30 after work, after they've been working outside all day, sometimes in the cold, and then sitting in a warm classroom, learning math, which is very important in the trades. The measurements are expensive for a contractor.
Sure.
If you're measuring wrong, cutting pieces wrong, copper tubing and stainless steel tubing and some of the piping systems that we do, very expensive. So they have to be on their game with the mathematics and the science behind all the heating and cooling systems, the medical gas systems, the energy production systems. We exclusively do most of the welding for all the nuclear power facilities and whatnot.
So when they go through all this, what kind of, can they expect to make a good income, consistent work?
Yeah.
What's the future look like?
What kind of money are we talking?
So about 90% of our members work throughout the whole entire year. There are some ebbs and flows in the construction industry, so there are some times when there's not as much work for all the workers, but most of our workers do work on an average about 1,850 hours a year, which is a good amount of hours.
Oh, sure.
And starting pay for an apprentice right now is like $26 and some change in the paycheck, and then they get healthcare benefits.
And that's just as an apprentice.
That's a first
after
year
5
apprentice.
years, what's that look like roughly?
The current rate in the Syracuse area is about $48 an hour, plus pension credits and annuity and
can people get information to take that test and be in the queue at ualocal81.org?
They sure can. Yeah.
Okay, so all the information there, if people are thinking of a career, you have kids or grandkids, this is the real deal with Micron, all the things coming. There's going to be tons of work. ualocal81.org. Go on there and you can find the information and sign up and get some information, learn more, maybe become a plumber, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks a lot.